I know what you're thinking. This guy's been traveling around Afghanistan, visiting sites, meeting people, enjoying the amazing food, and completely ignoring the massive elephant in the room.
It's very nice. And it goes perfectly with the yogurt.
Well, the time's now come to address it.
What is the truth of women's education in Afghanistan?
Before we explore the state of students in Afghanistan, consider this. The United Nations reports that around 2.3 million children in Afghanistan are out of school, and poverty is a major reason why. In many homes, children become the sole providers, sacrificing their education just to secure daily essentials. That's why Human Appeal Australia's orphan sponsorship is so important. When you sponsor an orphan through Human Appeal Australia, you provide a lifeline, helping cover food, clean water, clothing, medication, and education. Enjoy the video.
Unless you're living under a rock or in a cave, you would know that women in Afghanistan is the hottest topic here.
Women are
restrictions being placed on women and girls.
Education of girls was a huge topic, and there was no avoiding it. So I had to dive in as much as I could, and that meant meeting with the Taliban again.
I was a fighter, a mujahid that engaged in wars. We were not terrorists. American and its allies were terrorists. They killed our innocent population. They destroyed our cities, our schools, our madrasas. We struggle for our independence. It's not terror.
Or there's a lot of news, may I say, against the education of women, and that there is a suppression of education for women. How do you respond to this?
I'm not representative of the education ministry. You can ask this question from them.
To be fair, I think I bored him with endless questions before this, and this wasn't his position, so I needed to find someone who could help. That's when I found out about a little place not too far from Kabul called Paghman.
We're on our way now to the district of Paghman, which is perhaps one of the most popular holiday spots, picnic spots for the people that live in Kabul, Afghanistan.
It was here where I would have the chance to meet with an education minister who also runs a village school for boys and girls.
So we just got to the office of the Deputy Minister of Education in Paghman. We're here to ask him about the future of education in Afghanistan. Let's check it out. I've got like a hadith on the wall. Assalamu alaikum.
His name was Mahbubullah. But before I could ask him anything, he suggested it was better we first went to the school. And he was going to take me there.
I'll be good. So the Deputy Education Minister has offered to take me to one of his schools. Let's go. Got my scarf just in case. Bismillah. Catch you at the school.
As we made our way, Mahbubullah enlightened me all about his school and the history of Paghman, including this place.
So this right here is the Paghman Victory Arch. It was built by King Amnullah Khan after the British finally left in 1920 after losing the war. You can actually see the Victory Arch on the 10 Dayi right there.
Anyway, back to the school, which by now Mahbub had convinced me was something really special.
They say in Afghanistan there are no schools for girls, but he's going to show me one of them right now, inshallah, where girls are studying maths, chemistry, physics, science, and history. Or so he tells me. Let's go.
We soon arrived at the school, and judging by the mountains and surrounding greenery, it was clear why Paghman attracted so many Afghans. But beyond the natural beauty, it was the school itself which was most beloved to محبوب الله.
دا شاگردان تر مازدیگر مخامو پوری دلته ناست دي.
بودی صاحب السلام علیکم. جو خیر. شکر خیر.
السلام علیکم. جوړ خیر تازه. سلام علیکم. هغه کې دوی دومره کوشش کوي زحمت وباسي او د خلکو خبري وګورځي افغانستان کې خلک درس یعنی دا خو ښه بلډینګ څه کوي چې دومره خراب ځای کې شاګردان یې وناسي او
درس یې
درس وایي استادان هم دی وناسي.
He had a strong sense of devotion to the school, despite coming from a starkly different background.
Before you were executive officer, you used to be mujahid.
Yes.
Let's not speak about that for now. Back to education.
Let's not speak about this stuff. Just education, only education. How important is it for you to be a deputy minister of education? How important is your work to you?
مخکې له دې نه زه بله وظیفه کوم که نه یوسف دې خبر دی هلته امکانات هم زیات وو سهولتونه هم زیات وو خو دا چې انتخاب که مشرانو هغه ما هم نه دی انتخاب کړی ځکه شریعت کې دا ده چې ته به یو چیز ته ځان نه انتخابوې بلکې د مشرانو له طرفه دلته چې کله راغلم یوازینی هدف مې دا و چې زه خدمت وکړم.
It was a role he treated with extreme care, given the school served some of the most impoverished children in Paghman, providing them an education out of makeshift classrooms from tents and containers.
Take our shoes off. We'll come inside.
I couldn't believe how many young girls were crammed inside. Constricted by 4 small walls, yet beaming with hopes and dreams.
MashaAllah. Can we ask them what do they want to be when they grow up?
Oh, of course, yeah. ارمان ما است که مثلا معلم شویم دکتر شویم با آینده با مردم خدمت کنیم.
It was inspiring to see their smiling faces, unfazed by the hardship that surrounded them.
She's an engineer, yeah?
بعد بخیر کمی احاطه مکتب ما شود که طبقه و ناس یک زرگک در هم هستند همی در و همسایه زیاد اذیت میکنن دیگه باز مذرت همی تشنابای ما از طبقه و ناس جدا شود از طبقه ذکور جدا علایده شود آب خوردن که داریم فعلا ذخیره شیردانایش خراب میشه در خیمه ها تمام فصل تابستان از گرمی در اینجا شیشته نمیدانیم و در خیمه های کلان سر مخاککا دیگه میشینیم گزارا میکنیم.
This was a village school that was severely under-resourced, yet still persevering.
او بل پر ټول دنیا کې داسې تبلیغات کېږي چې دلته درسونه نشته بالخصوص د ښځو په رابطه تاسو عملاً ولیدئ چې استادان یې موجود دي درسونه وایي په ډېر سختو شرایطو کې وایي سیستم ته ضرورته تشنابونو ته ضرورته په عصري او غیر عصري شکل یو مجهز لابراتوار ته مجهز کتابخانې ته او مجهز کمپیوټر لاب ته چون لیسه ده.
The teacher right now, she's teaching them Islamic studies, mashallah.
MashaAllah, yes.
Yani, what other subjects do they study here as well?
6 subject.
6 subjects.
كتابنا مدرسة رياضي حساب فيزيك كيمياء ساينس رسم
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect to see anything like this in Afghanistan, especially considering all the negativity I was hearing back home.
How do you feel just coming out of that class? Like, I was surprised when I saw that. How did that make you feel?
I mean, it's so humbling, right? Yeah. Ultimately inspiring on all of the above. So seeing the kids and, like you said, the adults with white beards, you know, trying to help out, look out for the future of the kids. There's kids playing here, and Mahbubullah brother, he mentioned how these kids aren't supposed to be here, but he's not one to shoo these kids away.
It was a complete mismatch to the stereotypes we were hearing back home, so I had to bring it up.
One of the biggest problems that the West has with Afghanistan is the issue of women's education. They actually used women's education to justify their invasion of Afghanistan, claiming that women don't have any education, therefore they need to be freed. As an Afghan minister responsible for education, what is the truth of women's education in Afghanistan?
ټول دنیا چې ده په عقل باندې تمرکز کوي په فکر باندې کنه منطق نور شیان خو نه مني دنیاوال مونږ به هم د عقل و منطق هغوی ته پرېږدو چې دغسې حالات کې که نه چې دیوال نشته محفوظه ځای نشته شاګردان دلته راځي درس وایي مونږ کولی شو چې د شاګردانو ته ووایو تاسې لاړ شئ دلته مه راځئ چې جای مونږ مناسب نه لرو خو مونږ چې صرف یو چاردیوالي مازې له ټوټو نه راتاوي شاګردانو ته ووایو چې راسو درس وایي دلته درس وایي ساینس زده کوي فیزیک زده کوي نو ټول ښه په شوق باندې راځي نو آیا چې داسې یو ښه مرکز ورته جوړي او ډېر مرکزونه مونږ داسې لرو چې هلته انجلکیانې تر 12 صنفه پورې درسونه وایي فیزیک و کیمیا او د ټولو سره قرآن هم وایي ام عصري ده ام دیني ده نو دا خلک خو هسې چې لیدلي نه دي ځکه افواهات خورئ که نه دلته خو تاسو ولیدله چې داسې یو مکان کې د هلکانو نجلکیانې درس وایي نو دې ته چې یو ښه مرکز جوړ سي اوس خو مونږ کولی چې د شاګردانو ته وایي لاړ سئ کور ته مونږ جای نه لرو خو مونږ دا نه کوو مونږ یې لا تشویقوو چې راسئ دلته هر څه ورته برابر وو.
His responses were a far cry from what many would expect, and he wasn't alone.
سیاسي مسایل په خپل ځای پرېږدي ولې په بشري برخه کې موږ سره ډېر کومک وکړه تعلیمي برخه کې موږ ته کومک وکړه نو موږ له دنیاوالو سره کومک غوښتنه دا ده چون د دوی پرسونال په امن کې دي سکیورټي ته ضرورت نشته هغه پیسې چې سکیورټي پې جوړ مخکې پې کور کېده اوس کولی شي او تعمیر پې جوړ کړو نو اوس چانس ډېر ده چې کومک وشي او بالخصوص تعلیمي مراکزو کې تر څو خلک په ارامه سره درس ووایي او هغه ارمانونه چې موږ لرو هغو ته واقعا ورسېږو تر څو به افغانستان خلک په فقر کې وي علم د چې موږ ته نجات راکولی شي موږ ته ټوپک شاید نجات را نه کوو علم قلم کتاب موږ ته نجات راکولی شي.
I was left mesmerized.
You honestly can't help but admire the dedication of not only the teachers that come out here to teach, but even the students that come out in the most difficult of conditions to come and study. You've got rice bags as curtains, protecting the children as they study inside. Yusuf was just telling me sometimes sheep would walk in, but that doesn't prevent the kids from coming in, day out to study, especially when you consider the amount of dehumanization these people have endured. You know, you often hear that these people are people that don't want to learn, that don't want to progress, but they do. And the proof is right there behind me.
مریم نو ته ډېر ښکلی نوم مریم لیما خیر چې کوم مضمون ډېر مو خوښېږي
ویل نه لایم سعیده او لیکلی
کوم بل مضمون
بل تعلیم و تربیه
What do you want to be when you grow up?
خپل ارمان مې ده چې غټه شم معلم شمه ډاکټر شمه زه وایم چې یا ډاکټر شم یا هغه یا معلمه
کوم مضمون ډېر مو خوښېږي
ریاضی
دری What do you study?
دروس قرآن کریم پشتو دری ساینس ریاضی انگلیسی
The whole experience at the school was uplifting and broke so many of the stereotypes popular in the West. But as inspiring as the experience was, it didn't answer all my questions. See, the education system in Afghanistan is clearly broken. From years of occupation, wars, severe poverty, economic strife, sanctions, and from what many people are saying, certain decisions from the Taliban themselves, including this decision to close down public high schools for girls.
Impact on girls. Only boys can attend secondary schools here.
Back in Kabul, I needed to get to the bottom of this, and I knew just the person to ask.
When it comes to the position of girls' education in Afghanistan, what do you want the world to know?
When it comes to knowledge, Islam has clear instructions for both men and women to seek knowledge. The Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan has never opposed the pursuit of knowledge, but has promoted it at every level.
But what about the ban?
Governments draw up and implement a set of laws and regulations. The Emirate has only suspended high school for girls for the moment, but has not suspended or banned the pursuit of knowledge.
You said for the moment. Is there an intention in the future to make progress in this space?
Obviously, the decision stands, and we'll see what the future holds.
It's a highly controversial decision, but a temporary one. All the while, promises are being made to ensure avenues of learning are still made available.
Previously, during the occupation, education was very limited to certain cities. Now the opportunities have opened. Access to basic literacy programs has increased. I think it was 16% during the Republic. Right now it's around 30%. But even that is not the aim. The aim is to have basic literacy across the country, where 100% of the population has the opportunity to pursue knowledge in the different institutions.
Although public secondary schooling was closed, there were still other forms of schooling open, like Islamic schooling and certain private schools. I asked the Imam in Kabul for his advice on the education of girls.
العلم فريضة. العلم ليس من المستحبات، من الفريضة على الرجال والنساء بقدر ما يحتاج إليه الإنسان. فريضة وليس علم واحد، بل جميع العلوم. وعلم آدم الأسماء كلها، فليس فقط علم الشريعة، جميع العلوم لازم علينا وعلى المسلمين.
It was clear that education in Afghanistan is widely misunderstood and complicated. Yes, there are clear problems that need to be addressed, but there was also an undeniable love for learning for both boys and girls.
فيه الآن 23,000 من الطلبة. الآن 23,000 من الطلبة في جامعة واحدة في كابول. وعندنا مدارس النساء، عندنا حافظات، عندنا عالمات، عندنا مفتيات. الحمد لله تستطيع أن ترجع وتنظر وتتجول. في الحال هناك موجود.
Now, while I didn't have the opportunity to visit that particular university mentioned, I did have the chance to later visit a private school for girls in Kabul to meet with the students firsthand.
How do you feel learning, knowing that there are people in the world that think that the women of Afghanistan don't have an education? How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel so strong and powerful. Whenever I wake up, I look at the mirror and I say, I will continue. I will never give up. It doesn't matter what people say. We can continue and not give up, never.
How has Islam given you that drive to learn in Afghanistan?
The first thing that Islam says is, Iqra, Bakhwan. Read, and that is what made me always do it. I want to just achieve to my dream that I always have. I want to become a good doctor and help people, and I'm really happy coming here and learning at school.
You've obviously lived through war. You've experienced trying times in your life. What gives you the strength to keep going?
It's my father. My father always told me not to give up. Whatever happened, don't give up.
Your father made you a very strong girl, you would say.
Yes, I really respect my father. I really love him. The men who are around me, my family, made me what I am. They really support me in every situation.
The young girl was exceptionally bright, a product of not only her family, but also the head teacher of the school.
دا نوې نسل چې مو تربیه کوو ما ته د اولاد غوندې ارزښت لري، معنوي ارزښت لري، لکه یو ګل ته چې پرورش ورکوي، لکه خپل اولاد ته چې پرورش ورکوي، چې ته غواړې چې اولاد مې ورسیږي، سمځي ته لاړ شي، یو څه زده کړي. او دغه د مو اولاد وطن چې دی دغه ډېر غریب دی، دغه ډېر جنګونه لیدلي دي، ډېر زیات مشکلات لري. دلته چې دوی درس یوه کلمه چې زده کوي که نه ما زړه خوشحالېږي، ځکه زه علاقه لرم، علاقه درته لرم چې ما وطنان ورسیږي وزي ته.
It was a drive to learn that I witnessed across the country, and every girl was striving to do her best.
درس در افغانستان به صورتی است که درست است که فعلا در افغانستان درس نیست، ولی هر دختر باید در فکر آینده خود باشه و همه قدر که میتونه مسئولیت در گردن بگیره و حتی اگر مکتب نیست بازم با وجود از اون باید در پیش خود درس بخونه، چون امکان داره هر اگر حکومت تغییر کنه یا نکنه باید از داخل انسان دانا و آگاه باشه. از خود باید خودم از داخل خود را تقویت کنیم.
The situation I witnessed was far from perfect, and I can't romanticize what I saw, but I can only pray that as Afghanistan moves forward, it finds a path to prosperity.
No one is perfect. No state is perfect. No government is perfect. Alhamdulillah, Afghanistan has finally achieved sovereignty, freedom from occupation. That is the foundations of anything that leads to prosperity. It is the foreign powers who actually took those opportunities away from us that has led to the imposition of sanctions, and I think it's now the share of the responsibility lies with them to lift the restrictions and limitations that they've posed upon themselves and imposed upon Afghanistan. That will in turn give Afghanistan an opportunity and the people of Afghanistan who are capable people to rebuild their lives.
It's been an eye-opening journey across Afghanistan, and one that is slowly coming to an end. But I can't leave without asking one last question. What will the future of Afghanistan look like?
So we've just been invited for dinner at perhaps one of the nicest places in Kabul. And I've only got one word, and that's the word literally on the palace, MashaAllah. Let's check this place out. You've got a crescent that you walk through. Are we in Afghanistan? Where are we?
This hall was built by the family of a bright Afghan visionary named Latif, a family helping lead the way in innovation and industry in Afghanistan.
When there is security, when there is peace, you can do lots of things. You can do business. That peace is very important for a country. Now it's much better.
MashaAllah. And I just found out a very important fact that Latif, he absolutely insisted that everything that went into this wedding hall should be made in Afghanistan. It goes to show you the importance of investing not only in your own country but your own people. MashaAllah. May Allah keep it that way.
The government supporting the people so they can will to produce stuff locally rather than to import it from other countries. Especially the expo, which is really a big opportunity for everyone to come from all over the country and show their products, what they made in the country.
His family helps organize a yearly expo showcasing the brightest minds and technology in the country.
We're here outside the Imam Abu Hanifa Expo in Kabul. It's an exciting day where men and women from all across Afghanistan have gathered to showcase what's in store for the future of Afghanistan. I only support and use domestic products of Afghanistan. That's pretty cool. Afghan-made tractor right behind me, mashallah.
Built by Afghans, operated by Afghans. We're here at the MAGA booth. Let's make Afghanistan great again, inshallah.
Here I met with Latif's father, whose history runs deep in serving his people.
How proud of you of today's event?
As an Afghan, I'm not proud. This is not for me. This is for my nation. This is to project to the world that if chance are given to an Afghan, he can do the best as everyone else in the world. Because they were silenced by the war and invasion, things that happened in the last half a century. Freedom comes first, prosperity comes second.
He remains hopeful for the future prosperity of the nation.
What do you think is the secret behind the rise in confidence in the Afghan people?
I had fallen too many times. As I stood up stronger and stronger. Small wins or big wins don't shake the mountains. So now the people of Afghanistan are mountains who are not shaken by small wins and small problems.
And of course, there wouldn't be a future for Afghanistan without the women on board.
As a woman of Afghanistan, what's your hope and your dream?
I want to be a great interior designer in this Afghanistan so I can design buildings and even expo centers like this expo center. And I'm also honored to share a message from the Heart of Afghanistan. So the world sees our struggles, but they do not see our strength. The world sees our challenges, but they do not see how we continue to build, rise and shine. Sometimes the world looks at Muslim women in the lens of Western, but it's not the Western that give honor to women. It's Islam that give honor to women and made her status, and made her queen in her home, her society, and her community.
As my time in Afghanistan draws to a close, I was left inspired, hopeful and optimistic. It was a journey that was both eye-opening and deeply thought-provoking. May Allah bless the people, the land, and the heart of Afghanistan.